Good morning. So I woke up today thinking about addiction. And addiction, as defined by Dr. Gabor Mate, is any behavior that yields temporary pleasure or relief or comfort, um, that in the long term does, has a negative effect, has a negative impact. Um, but it's something that we crave and that we can't stop. And it could be anything from substances, so alcohol, opiates. It could be a behavior like checking your phone every 2 seconds, technology, internet. Could be shopping, eating, gambling, working. Work addiction is a thing where it's a behavior that brings you temporary joy, comfort, relief, but in the long run maybe has negative effects affecting your health, your well-being, your relationships, your friendships. So when you think about it like that, do you have an addiction? I know that I have had several. One addiction that I've been addressing and working on, thanks to this 12-step program, and other means of healing. Because there's so many different paths to healing. And it's important to find one that works for you, that's right for you. Different ones will work better at different times. But I've been working on the addiction of codependency. And through Codependence Anonymous. So you like sit in a little room with other people and everyone goes around. It's like, hi, I'm Ivy. I'm a recovering codependent. And everyone's like, hi, Ivy. So what is codependency? Because it's not a sexy word. It's thrown around a lot and people are like, I'm codependent, you're codependent. There's codependency in that relationship. They're so codependent each other. So what is it? What does it even mean? And codependency is basically an addiction to, I know for me, it's been an addiction to people pleasing, an addiction to relationships, an addiction to trying to help, to fix, to change someone else, an addiction to control in relationships. And how this looked in my life. I guess I'll just give a couple of examples. So one example was my old pattern of always picking partners who I could help change or fix or make better. I would see them and meet them, and I would see so much potential in them. And I'd be like, you know what? I'm going to be the one that brings out that potential. I'm going to be the one that helps them. So one person that I dated was working for, minimum wage at a retail store, younger than me, and about to, just basically sleeping on a bare mattress in an empty apartment, and had paid off the minimum amount of their credit card debt for years, not realizing that you had to pay more than the minimum amount to chip away the balance. And I was like, immediately upon meeting them, oh my God, we need to date. because I was addicted to fixing and changing and helping, and this person needed my saving. I totally had white knight syndrome. So dated that individual, and like every relationship that started out with such an intense degree of wanting to fix, wanting to heal, wanting to change, and that person not wanting to be fixed, not wanting to change, thinking that they were perfectly fine, which caused me to be really frustrated and know that I was right because I could help them. I could see what their life could be. But it was what I wanted for them, not what they wanted for them. And this caused me an incredible amount of stress and frustration and tears and anger, and, just had friends being like, what are you doing? Had family saying, what are you doing? Had me keeping secrets because I didn't want to upset or alienate them. And I couldn't stop. Life was just a crazy cycle of pain, of frustration, of suffering. And as soon as that relationship ended, I'd be right back in another one with the same dynamics, So here's another little lost puppy dog. Here's another helpless, what I perceived as helpless individual, super lost in their lives, who I could help guide and I could help support and I could help save. And it had very negative consequences in the long run. The short-term feeling of, I'm doing a good thing, I'm helping this person loves me, this person wants me, this person needs me. They were never relationships based in mutual respect, mutual trust, mutual love, and integrity. They were always relationships based on control. Like, I know what's best for you. I'm going to tell you what's best for you. And you don't know what's best for you. And if you think you do, I'm going to be really mean and manipulative to you because I'm, just the better person, all of this. And there's all sorts of crazy making. There's so many traits of codependency. And at the core, there's actually a deep sense of unworthiness and feeling like you're not enough. I really think that I chose a lot of the partners I did because I didn't feel I was worth choosing for myself, just as I am. So I had to be a useful person in their life. I had to be a helpful person in their life. I had to be somebody who had a reason to be there, that they needed me. Because if they were healthy and stable and grounded in a really good place, they would have no need for me, and then I would have no place in the relationship. So all that I knew was to be needed because I didn't feel like I was enough to be chosen or wanted exactly as I was. There's so many different layers to this, but yeah, codependency is a behavior of attracting relationships, being in relationships, compulsively returning to relationships that ultimately cause harm and stress in the long run. Even if in the beginning there's like the temporary high of like, oh my God, we were apart and now we're back together. Oh my God, this person really cares about me and really wants me, and therefore I'm lovable. But in the long run, it's not a relationship that has a foundation of real love. It's based on the quicksand of compulsion, of compulsivity, of fear, fear of being alone, fear of not being loved, fear of not being wanted, fear of being unlovable. And therefore there's a lot of settling that happens, a lot of rationalization that happens, a lot of justification that happens. Oh, it's okay because, oh, that's okay because. And at the end of the day, I got sick and tired of being sick and tired of my life being like that, of my relationships being like that. So drained that I kept picking the same person in different forms, using that same drug, going to that same bar and finding that same drink that I thought would this time be the answer to comforting me, soothing me, helping me feel like I was worth something. And ultimately, nothing outside of myself could fill that me-shaped hole, that God, spirit, source-shaped hole. No person, no thing, no relationship could do that. And so my recovery work in the realm of codependency and other addictions that I will perhaps share more about another time. My recovery involves filling that me/God/spirit shaped hole with me, coming home to myself, coming back to my body instead of trying to escape it, coming back to what I'm really thinking and feeling instead of avoiding it or denying it or shoving it deep, deep down to busy myself with something else. The longer I avoid myself, the longer I avoid living a life that's my own. And so that's a large part of what my work this year has also been. And it's a constant process. It's a lifelong process. It's not like something that you just, ta-da, I'm done forever. It's a lifestyle choice. And so I'm choosing integrity to say what I mean what I say, and not say in a mean way. I'm choosing to listen to myself and to hold myself accountable when I'm falling back in old patterns. I'm not letting myself get away with rationalizations or justifications anymore. And it's meditation for me. These are the paths that I found. It's meditation. It's prayer. It's being in nature. It's actually like sunny outside today. So I'm really excited about that. There's going to be some nature today for sure. It's not raining, surprisingly. And it's being with people who I love, who are also in integrity in their bodies and their spirits, doing the work that they can do to become more aware of who they are, to heal their wounds, so that they are not hurting as much. Because, as always, hurt people hurt other people. And I know that I hurt a lot of people when I was hurting. But once we know better, we can do better. So I'm committed to continuously knowing better, feeling better, so that you can choose to do better. So here's to knowing better so we can do better.